Guess there's no countdown.
Blue 42! Blue 42! Hut! Hut! Hike!
This is The Game Managers on WJLX 101.5, America's one and only sports talk show. Breaking down college football's biggest games, latest news, and greatest moments. Are you ready? Because it starts right now.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Game Managers Podcast radio show right here on WJLX 101.5. I am Nick Norris. With me, my co-host, Patrick Hanna. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I am good. Glad to be back on the air with you. And, of course, our recurring guest, who is now going to be a regular guest every week. We have your daughter, Maddie. Maddie, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm glad to have you on here. You are going to have your own segment every week, so if you're excited for that, I am for sure. And just like our scoreboard show, for those who listen to that, or for long-time listeners of WJLX that maybe remembers when the Game Manager show was on the air then, this is a sports show. This time we're going with a little bit more of a narrow lens, looking at a lot of the more local sports, including a lot more high school and more the local colleges, but we're still going to be hitting Alabama, Auburn, and we'll be talking about big headlines across the country as well. We hope everybody's having a happy Thanksgiving and a safe Black Friday. If you were out shopping today or this morning, hopefully you're settling in now at this point as you're listening to us. And a couple places that you can find us if you're interested. You can listen, of course, on the WJLX 101.5 radio station, on the WJLX 101.5 Facebook page. We're also on the YouTube channel, and we'll also be on Apple, Spotify, all the major podcast apps. If you want to just listen to the audio, just search up the Game Managers, and you will find us there. Patrick, since I last saw you on the air, and we've seen each other since, but since we last talked on the air, a lot has happened in the world of sports.
Man, I tell you, it's a lot.
Yeah, some exciting stuff, some concerning stuff. We've got a lot to talk about. It feels like it's been a while, but it really hasn't. It's only been a couple weeks, but a lot has happened. And, of course, the one thing that everyone is talking about right now is if Lane Kiffin is going to go away from Ole Miss, either to LSU, which seems like the most likely landing spot, Florida, or elsewhere. As of right now, as this is going out, the Egg Bowl should be wrapping up, and he is supposed to make a formal announcement tomorrow. Now we've heard some leaks and different things, some alleged things. If you had to bet all your money right now, where is he going to be come Saturday?
Oh, man. And you know what? Everybody else's coaching opening is weighing in and wanting to see where he goes.
Oh, yeah.
And all. I've got a group of buddies that we're trying to figure out if we can predict where everybody's going to end up. And so far, we're 0 for 3 in that regards. But if LSU's throwing a lot of money out there. I mean, they have basically said, this is where all our eggs are going.
So the rumor is $90 million across 7 years.
Yes.
That's the rumor.
I mean, ridiculous amount of money. And I'm kind of figuring out, how are they going to be able to pull that off when they can't even come up with a buyout for Kelly? Is my whole aspect.
Well, I think this is why they can't come up with a buyout for
exactly.
Kelly.
So, I mean, me personally, he's got everything going for him at Ole Miss. He could basically retire at Ole Miss. He's just done miraculous thing. He's making his own legacy there. You know, he had an opportunity to go to Auburn when Auburn was looking for a coach not too long ago and still looking and all, but he decided because his daughter wanted him to stay there because she was going to be going there.
Right.
Well, now she's dating a LSU football player.
Yeah.
And I guess she's saying, Daddy, let's go to Louisiana and all. But if it was me, I would stay at Ole Miss. But Lane Kiffin, money can talk. And if I was him, if it came down to LSU and Florida, I'd probably choose LSU.
Yeah, I think I would too. I mean, I think it's a great culture fit for him. I think that it would be a fun place to coach. I think he would. It sounds like he's going to get whatever he wants if he decides to go there. obviously expectations are going to be high. Mm-hmm. But I mean, $90 million buyout, they can't be too high. They're going to be out of money afterward.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to be getting rid of him anytime soon. Even if he was to lose every game the next 3 years, he's not going anywhere. I don't know. I mean, a lot of coaches that if you made it this far, you're probably not afraid of a challenge. You've faced a lot of them, so maybe that interests them. The big story here is that Ole Miss is at the precipice of a playoff berth, and will he be with the team to coach them through that? The general consensus is no. If he takes the job, he would leave before that December, or is it now January transfer signing day?
Yeah, I think it's January because I think they moved the December, I think, to January just because of all the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it kind of hurts the teams that are in the playoffs because they can't really focus on the recruiting because they're focused on trying to win a championship.
Yeah. So it's
and I think he's grown from his his days. I mean,
I think he's grown since leaving Alabama.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I mean, when he took the Raiders job, he was in over his head.
Yes.
And then when he went to Tennessee, he was still over his head a little bit. He had to mature, and I felt like he kind of gained a little bit of maturity over at USC, but didn't have the full head coach experience and knowledge to manage a big program, and then being able to go and work under Saban for a couple years. I think he learned a lot because you saw him turn FAU around.
Yes.
And he stayed after that first year, and he showed that he could do it, and he stayed, I think, 3 years, and he's been at Ole Miss ever since. So, you know, he's committed to wherever he's at now. He's kind of quit chasing dollar signs.
Yeah. But when there's 90 million of them,
there's 90 million of them, and your son is also wearing, you know, Beats by LSU and stuff in his pictures on his Instagram. It's kind of showing that that's where his son may be signing, and Daddy might be a package deal.
Maybe so. And you mentioned Alabama. We are going to get to the Iron Bowl. Don't worry. We'll be previewing that and giving our thoughts on that as well. But we did have a few more coaching changes or rumors that we should hit on very quickly, not to spend too much time, but the least recent one that was still very recent, James Franklin is now at Virginia Tech. Penn State is, meanwhile, all their big targets have been signed elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, what the craziest thing about this Virginia Tech and Franklin marriage is the outgoing head coach was Franklin's defensive coordinator at Vandy and at Penn State. And, I mean, this guy's been with Franklin a long time. And I went back and watched a clip of the press conference, and he got so emotional about that aspect.
Yeah.
Because he says, you know, he wouldn't be successful as he was if it wasn't for that guy. And so him coming in, it's kind of crazy in that aspect. But Franklin, I got to meet him one time. He came on a recruiting visit to recruit Jaquise Kirk at Jasper.
Yeah.
And the dude just commands the room. I mean, he's just full of energy coming in wide open. I mean, I couldn't have that if I drank coffee for like 10 cups. But the way that he just was so energized, I mean, I wouldn't sign and play for him.
Yeah.
So I know that he's going to be able to hit up a lot of recruits, and he's going to do it I guess we could call it now the old school way of getting the high school recruits.
Yeah, is that crazy?
And all because a lot of the guys that are currently playing, like, man, he couldn't win the big games. But when you have a presence like that guy come in to try to recruit you as an 18-year-old, I mean, I'd go play for him.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And his contract and his incentives, if he hits the mark, it's going back to the players and going back to the college. It's not going to his pocket.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. A few others we'll touch on lightly. Eric Morris going from North Texas to Oklahoma State. That one happened on Tuesday, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday. Jim Mora from UConn to Colorado State. And Alex Golish seemingly is leaving USF to I wrote down he's leaving from USF to Alex Golish. I need to pull up what my actual note is here. To Arkansas. Seemingly. That's not been official, but that is what the word on the street is.
Yeah, now see, I will say I did predict that one.
Yeah.
I did predict that one in my group text because he's just done so well at South Florida.
Yeah.
And his offense is just so fun to watch. And that's the spark that Arkansas really needs. I mean, I love Sam Pittman. I mean, I love his, when they win the game, turn on that jukebox and all like that. I mean, that was so cool. But they need somebody with some flash.
Yeah.
And other names that they had thrown out there, they talked about Gus Malzahn. They talked about Hugh Freeze. It's turning into a young man's game. And I was getting a little behind the Lashley pull. But SMU forked up a nice little extension where somebody would slap him if you didn't take that extension. It was a really ridiculous extension. But Golish is if this is true, that's a good hire. I wish Auburn went that direction.
And the last one to really talk about, and this one we're just hearing murmurs here and there, Lincoln Riley. Definitely getting some interest from different places. What are we thinking on Lincoln Riley?
Everything that I've read, rumor-wise, that he's going to be leaving. And he's given out the statement that all coach says that they're not going anywhere. Is that I'm hearing his name attached to Florida.
Yeah, the reports coming out are saying he is a backup for a school if Lane Kiffin doesn't work out.
Yes.
And the idea is that is probably Florida.
Yeah, see, that's the ideal. I mean, he's a West Coast guy, and he likes being on the coast, and I just don't see the Florida coast being an ideal fit because he left Oklahoma to go to USC to get out of playing the SEC schedule.
Yeah.
And now, since USC has gone back to the conference that he left, I just don't understand it. Which we've said this before, money talks.
Yeah.
But why would you want to leave a place where you know that you're going to be successful, and you've got every resource possible to go into a gauntlet of a schedule, especially with them taking one non-conference game out and adding a conference game?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Well, and I don't think that this is a deciding factor for him, but I do think that every time, and it's been brought up to him on camera, that is brought up, you left Oklahoma because of the SEC, he gets very defensive about it. So there may be a little something to prove there that's pushing him a little bit. I don't think that's the driving force by any means, but there's probably something there also, being like, well, I'll just come to the SEC. You'll see.
Yeah. I mean, you do have a good quarterback there if he doesn't hit the portal.
Yeah.
But you ain't going to be able to back it up year one or year two unless you really, really – and you're going to have to go toe-to-toe with Lane Kiffin wherever he's at to be able to get the ball. And Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like the two portal king and prince there.
That's true. You mentioned Deion. Shedeur Sanders, he has earned another start for the Browns after winning his NFL debut, the first Browns quarterback to win their debut since 1999. That game against the Eagles should be going on as we speak right now. Shedeur getting another start. That was big news this week.
Man, I tell you, I'll be honest, I didn't think he was going to see the field this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not expect it. But the way that he came in and lit a spark, I mean, yeah, your season's already done, but you earned yourself a spot. And so he went out there. His mid-range throws were still a little off. That's where he kind of got his pick.
Yeah.
But I will go out on a limb and say this. You will not find somebody that has a prettier deep ball than him.
Oh, yeah.
And the accuracy, my heavens, those two that he threw in that game were pretty and spot on.
Yeah.
In that aspect. And this is something that's very underrated, too. If you go back and look at the stats, he's a runner, too. Now, he doesn't like to run.
Right.
But because he likes to be able to show people that he can throw the ball around. But his scrambles were really, really nice. And there's some that's the thing I hate about quarterbacks because they get docked for sacks. But when he scrambles, it's an average probably close to 10 yards a carry.
Yeah. And we're not able to watch the game going on, but, based off just last week's that we needed to see, for just a week of first-team reps, pretty impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what he does. I as a Steelers fan really wanted us to draft Shedeur, especially once he had fell to like the third round. I thought, okay, well now it's cheap, get him.
Yeah.
Never ended up happening, and now we have Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, so that's that's the thing that I didn't understand with people. Because let's be honest, when you have somebody that is projected to be a first-round pick, luckily he wasn't there at the draft. But I think back to Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, that, fell out of the first round drafts and stuff, and just seeing them sit there and they look so depressed.
Yeah.
And all. But if I'm a GM and I see that he slips to the third or fourth round, no matter if I need a quarterback or not, I'm pulling the trigger, because if I can get this guy some reps during preseason, I've got a trade asset right here.
Well, I thought for the Steelers it made perfect sense because, Tomlin is great at handling distractions. Distractions
Yes.
don't really happen in that locker room. And
Yes.
if they do, they don't really get out. And Aaron Rodgers, a veteran, he had no threat of taking that spot. To me, it just made a lot of sense. You have him get in there. He's a backup. If it doesn't work out, he's so cheap, who cares? Cut him or trade him at the end of the year if he really ends up being as bad as some people thought he was going to be. I just thought it was a no-risk, no-brainer. And, we got Will Howard. We'll see how he ends up doing. But I was really hoping that would happen, and it didn't. But hopefully he is doing all right now in that game. Auburn basketball will be facing NC State on Wednesday, while Alabama will be playing Clemson. Those both coming in the ACC-SEC Men's Challenge. Alabama basketball, have you got to watch any Tide or Tigers b-ball here this year?
I've got to watch some of Auburn. I haven't been able to see a lot of Bama's just because of the wrestling schedule. And
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I record the Auburn ones. And if we've had like a bad practice and I just don't want to go to bed upset, I normally go and watch that. They haven't really missed a beat much.
Yeah.
Going from Daddy Pearl to Son Pearl.
Sure.
Stephen Pearl still has some things that he's got to be able to kind of work out. There's a lot of things, because with what he was responsible for when his dad was there, he was responsible for one side of the ball. And now he's got to take care of the whole team. He can't focus his attention on one side. And so he's still trying to figure those logistics out, managing the timeouts, being able to call whatever he wants to offensively and defensively. But they need to understand that they're not built for a Big 10, Big 12 matchup that is constantly focused on post play. They've got to be able to get to that point and
Sure.
get through their conference aspect. And SEC is all about the run and gun, shooting the threes, hitting the fast breaks, doing the pressing. When we get the conference play, we're going to do very well in that regards. But we're going to hit our bumps, and we've seen some of that early on. We struggled in game one, but everybody does. I mean, they're still 19 to 21, 22-year-old, unless you got a Diego Pavio that's 37 and all still out there playing. But I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll be contending for an SEC conference game, and I think we'll be contending for a March Madness spot. My dad's talked to me some about the Bama basketball. He said, they're still early in the season trying to work out some of the kinks and stuff there, but it may not be one of the strongest teams that they've had over the past couple of years.
Yeah, that kind of seems to be the expectation. And like you said, it's way too early to get a good grasp on any of these teams.
Yeah.
It's they take time to progress and come together and get hot, and we are a month away from really knowing who is who. But still, it's exciting it's back, but of course that's not the big Alabama-Auburn matchup that people are excited about right now. And we are going to finally get to it tomorrow. Alabama visits Auburn for another huge Iron Bowl, and the Tigers are playing for bowl eligibility while the Tide playing for a shot at the playoffs and SEC championship berth. Alabama is a 6.5-point favorite, and that kickoff at 6:30 on ABC and on WJLX. Let's do it here as well, either at the station or online at WJLX1015.com. You can stream it there. Patrick, you are you've coached football, as have I, at a very much smaller level.
Yes.
But you are very educated on the sport itself. What are since you're an Auburn fan, we'll start with Auburn. What are the keys to success for Auburn?
Key for success is to be able to play 4 quarters on all 3 sides. Before Freeze was fired, we were inconsistent on offense, or no offense would show up, and defense was just breaking records and was playing top-tier, top 3 defense in the nation. Special teams was getting it done. And now post Hugh Freeze, our offense is going crazy, putting up stats and numbers, and our defense has kind of gotten a little inconsistent. Part of that is, Durkin's been promoted up, and he's trying to get his energy from defense over to offense to be able to match it.
Right.
And so, that's to be expected. And that's why I think a lot of people are freaking out. It's like, oh my gosh, this, and how can he be a candidate if he can't continue that defensive success? I wish people would really understand, like me and you do, on what it takes to run a program.
Right.
In that aspect. You got to be able to multitask, and for him, he's still trying to do his coordinator duties on top of head coaching duties. And so that's something that's why you don't see many head coaches trying to be tied down to one side of the ball. So I think it's going to be key for us to be consistent in all phases for 4 quarters, and we've got to be able to lock down Ryan Williams to keep him from it, and to be able to put pressure on Simpson, because when Simpson's been pressured, he's either been sacked or he makes wrong decision on his throw.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to be the key.
And I think for Alabama, the keys are pretty straightforward. I mean, if you were wanting to beat Alabama, you've got some great footage of Oklahoma really exposing Alabama. So for Alabama, it's cleaning up a lot of that stuff, getting Ron Williams more involved, just like how you said, trying to keep him from being involved. He's somebody that's taken a lot of heat this year, both from on the Shay Shay podcast. If you listen to that, he has been taking some serious heat from on there, and he hasn't had the year that anybody thought. I think saying that he's like washed up or whatever is very excessive.
People also got to remember his freshman year, he didn't turn 18 till middle way through the season,
right?
Because he enrolled early.
Yes, yeah, and he's just, everybody knows he's good, so he's getting double coverage a lot. That's how it is. But anyway, they're gonna have to find a way to get him more involved. Ty Simpson's gonna have to keep his head pretty level, and it's at Jordan Hare, so there's gonna be some things go wrong, and that stadium's gonna be loud and rocking, and they're gonna have to stay calm, and a lot of the way that Cam Newton did in 2010, when it's things are not going your way, just okay, you can't let it get to you.
Well, and you also got to look at it too. You said Bama's got playoff aspirations, still got a chance at the conference title game. But Auburn, if they win, they're bowl eligible.
That's right.
So they still have something to play for. Plus, Auburn would love to be able to ruin the chances of Bama being knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah. And this game in a bubble is just, even if there was no stakes, it's just, it's the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, and if they win, if Auburn wins, Durkin might coach himself into a job.
He just might, yeah, especially with how names are being taken off the board.
Yeah.
So there's a lot at stake for both teams, obviously. If Alabama does not come out with a win, it's going to get really loud in Tuscaloosa. There's not going to be a lot of DeBoer fans left. Anybody that got those black hoodies saved up for Christmas, they're probably not going to be as valuable as a gift. Yeah.
And it may not just be his coordinators. They may be leaving, taking head coaching jobs. He might try to find one to get out there too.
Penn State is allegedly very interested in Kalen DeBoer, so maybe he would just see his way out.
Yeah, head up north.
Yeah, or maybe Alabama would just waive any, be like, it's okay, we'll waive everything. You're good to go. I don't think that'd be the case, but it's going to get loud.
It's going to get very loud.
If it's 2-3 loss teams in a row, missing the playoffs both times, it's going to get loud. Alabama fans are not patient.
And I hate it too, because I really like DeBoer as a coach.
I do too.
And I feel that he's going to get the Bill Curry treatment. You're coming in following a legend. And so anything that you do is going to be wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel that's what he's kind of got himself into.
Yeah, and he knew that, taking the job, but I think it's got to be difficult.
Yes.
We just saw, a friend of the show at when we're eating right before we came to record, and he was saying that he felt Alabama would win because there has been so much disparaging comments this week about Alabama, about Auburn's going to win. They're at home. They're going to beat Alabama. And so he felt that because so much has been said, Alabama's going to win. I don't know that I agree with that.
I don't either.
Florida State talked trash all summer, and that had no effect on the game.
No.
Oklahoma beat us last year, and that had no effect on the game. I don't think this is a team that's really motivated, for better or for worse, by that outside talk.
And Florida State also had another ace in the hole. Gus Malzahn has the best record against Alabama than anybody.
That's true. Luckily, he will not be on the sidelines in this Iron Bowl. But still, if right now, we say we've got right here who you got. I'm going with Alabama. It's the safe option. I'm not, as an Alabama fan, I'm not comfortable. I'm not just going into it excited. I feel like there's a very real chance that things go south, and it's not even the game. It's everything that comes with the game that is very stressful to me.
Magic's happened in Jordan-Hare before and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Auburn does win it, it's gonna be another nail biter.
Yes, I don't think it's a blowout either way.
I don't either.
I think it is going to be a close game. I mean, I do think Alabama will come out on top, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and bet money on it.
No, I wouldn't either.
Well, let's look at our other. It is rivalry weekend. I should ask though, who do you have? Who are you taking in this game? The Iron Bowl.
I'm gonna stay loyal to my Tigers.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay loyal to them.
So we got an Alabama pick and an Auburn pick. Maddie,
Who do you got?
who do you think is going to win, Alabama or Auburn?
Auburn.
Auburn. Okay, I'm outnumbered 2-1.
Yeah.
So we will see on
I was
Saturday.
about to say, if you pick Bama, you're riding home with Nick.
Oh no. Earlier today we had the Egg Bowl. We also had Utah, Kansas, Georgia Tech, Indiana, Purdue just kicked off. Texas A&M and Texas just kicked off. Number 3 versus number 16. That one is
That one's got a lot of implications in it too.
yeah, absolutely. So that one's going to be fun. I mean, Texas A&M undefeated going into this one, and I'm sure Texas would love to ruin that and maybe get themselves a playoff berth. Maybe. There's a lot. If everybody wins who's supposed to win, there's going to be like 4 teams fighting for one spot. I'll pull up that in just a minute, but that's going to be very interesting if that ends up happening. And then Arizona State kicks off at 8 tonight, late game, 25 versus 20. Let's see, Saturday. All right, tomorrow, of course, we got the Iron Bowl. That one is at 6:30. You can listen here on WJLX, but you can also watch on ABC. But to start the morning, we've got the game. Number 1, Ohio State. Number 15, Michigan. Ohio State is a 9.5-point favorite.
Look, that's another one. That's another one that's turned into throw the record books out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Sharon Moore, 2-0 as a head coach against Ohio State. Ryan Day, that's his kryptonite.
Yeah.
Is them. Now, luckily, he won a natty last year after losing to him, and I personally believe that's what saved his job.
It definitely, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It seemed like it was getting loud. Yeah, I don't know if they were actually going to end up firing him whether he won or not. Obviously, they weren't going to if he won, but if he didn't, I don't know. But it was loud.
It was very loud.
Yeah. Yeah, it was on every sports show.
Michigan's gotten hot at the right time. Underwood has really kind of put himself as an outside chance to make a Heisman finalist list.
Yeah.
But I think, gosh, I tell you, Ohio State's just been rolling this year.
I'm not betting against Ohio State.
Matt Patricia's defense, it just goes to show you that pro, college, that dude is a defensive coordinator. He is probably going to be this generation's Monty Kiffin of defensive coordinators, in my opinion.
That's a good call. Yeah. Everywhere he's been as a coordinator, he's been pretty dang successful. We've also got number 5, Texas Tech, West Virginia. We've got number 12, Miami, number 22, Pitt coming off that unfortunate loss, but maybe we'll see if they bounce back against Miami, Miami's still fighting for a playoff berth. We got UCF and BYU, Oregon and Washington, LSU and Oklahoma. That one's going to be exciting. Oklahoma, 10.5-point favorite. We got Vandy and Tennessee. Tennessee is a 3.5-point favorite. 14 versus 19 there.
Winner of that one is going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, and Vandy's coach is being rumored for Auburn, being rumored for Penn State. I mean, he's getting a lot of big looks. And if I'm him, Vandy's hard to be able to coach at and to win. But he's done it for the past 3 years. 2 years with Diego, but the year before that, he started turning things around. So I personally would jump at the opportunity to see what I could do with more resources and less restrictions. And both those jobs are pretty shiny. And if one other job comes open that's down in Mississippi, if the other one leaves to go to the next state over, that's 3.
Yeah.
But he should, in my opinion, should be a candidate for Coach of the Year.
I agree. Yeah, and he probably will be.
Yeah.
We got Virginia Tech, Virginia, UCLA, USC, Charlotte, Tulane, SMU, California, and Notre Dame, Stanford. But of course, everybody around here is looking forward to the Iron Bowl and the game to start the day. Well, I mean, good one to start the day, good one to end the game. End the day. It's going to be a fun weekend of football. We are going to talk some NFL here in a little bit, but before we do that, Patrick, you are one of the coaches for the Jasper High wrestling team, and you guys had some success this last few days. So I'm going to let you shout some of those guys out. Tell us about how our meets went.
Oh, man, let me tell you. Sean Steele for our junior high and JV boys, man, I couldn't have been more prouder. I mean, we had a lot. We talked about when Tripp was on here. We have a lot of young guys this year, a lot of first-timers, and they were either in their match or they got their first win, which is great. That's what you want to see coming out because they're going to be nervous going out. I mean, they're kids, and they're getting to wrestle somebody that's not on their team in that aspect. So it was a great tournament over there at Sean Steele. There was 19 teams, ended up winning the whole thing.
That's awesome.
As their head coach for that aspect, I was very proud. Was really speechless because I'm sitting there. I mean, you've been in that same spot where you're just like, oh my gosh, we're going to win this thing.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there thinking, this is going to be your first win as a head coach in that aspect. Right. And so it was a lot to take in, but I was super proud of them. I give credit to Tripp and to Hezzy. They're great mentors, great guys to be able to learn from. But one of the things that I really do think that really stood out to me was our 9th graders that we kind of have as captains on that JV squad. They were coaching up those rookies. Some of them they sparred with in the wrestling room. They would go over to the mat, cheer them on. We had this one kid that, we really was hoping that he would just be competitive in a match. And his first match going out there, he about pinned him. And I kid you not, we took about 28 wrestlers to this meet. All 28 of them jumped off the bleachers to come run down there on the mat and cheer him on.
Oh, that's cool.
And I kid you not, when he stuck him for a pin, that place went nuts of our kids just so excited. And when he came off, I mean, they basically, went nuts. And that to me, as a coach, you always preach the team motto. You always preach family and lift each other up.
Right.
That's what I was proud about the most is just that camaraderie that they had for him and everybody else. Even those that lost matches, they're like, hey, you still got another match. It's double elimination.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of guys fought back that adversity from losing that first match to make it to the consolation finals. And that's really what separated us to be able to win that tournament against teams like Hewitt-Trussville, Gardendale, Oak Grove, these elite schools that are known for wrestling in that aspect. So that's what I consider to be very impressed. Couple guys that kind of medaled, Knox Burgett medaled, Jeremiah Penley, Braden Smitherman, Aiden Reed, Wyatt Burgett, Titus Tuggle, Jerry Thompson, Braden Smitherman, Caden Hendon, and there was C.J. Williams and Javion Robinson. So there was about 10 to 12 that medaled in that aspect. And so that's something that I really am just kind of proud of. And then there's a couple guys that's their first time wrestling, like Jose Coyoy, that if that kid will stick with it, I kid you not, as a 9th grader, I think he could win state in his class.
Oh, man.
I mean, awesome. It's just a natural talent and stuff with it. And then he went and wrestled on Tuesday at the Pell City Duels with varsity because we just see a lot in him.
Yeah.
And so he got varsity certified to be able to compete, just to get more mat time as a 7th grader.
Wow.
And he went out there and he wrestled a kid from Hewitt-Trussville that is a 10th grader, and he's ranked preseason for state.
Oh, wow.
And he comes off the mat, and he said, "What grade is that guy I just wrestled?" And we're like, "He's a 7th grader." And he says, "He's going to be wrestling me at state next year."
Oh, wow.
And so
That's
that
pretty
that
cool.
just speaks a lot
Yeah.
of his ability. But we ended up going 3-2 varsity in the Pell City Duels. We lost a nail biter to Pell City. We lost a nail biter to Hewitt-Trussville. But we came back and beat Russell County, Fort Payne, and McAdory. And so it was a lot of good competition there. There's about 12 teams there doing the dual aspect. Everybody at least got a match in it. And then coming out of Thanksgiving, varsity's got the Gardendale Invitational on Friday and Saturday. And then we're all going to Oak Grove for a quad meet to where we're going to be facing Oak Grove, Northridge, and Dora. So
Okay.
it's going to be a fun week.
Yeah.
Week. Lot of traveling that we're going to be doing and all. So we'll try to keep everybody updated each week.
Definitely. We'll have another update on that next week. Speaking of fun, Maddie, it is time for your special segment. Now, every week we are going to have a special segment called Maddie's Minute. We hope that Maddie gets to be in here live with us as much as possible, but even when she's not able to, she is going to have something recorded and sent to us. Luckily, we are very blessed to be in Maddie's presence today. And Maddie, I believe that your Maddie's Minute this week has to do with a certain movie you got to see. Now, what movie did you watch this week?
Wicked for Good.
Wicked for Good, Wicked Part 2. All right, Maddie, I'm going to let you take it from here. And this is your segment. However you want to run it, that's how we want it to go.
Alright, so my favorite characters from Wicked for Good is Elphaba.
Elphaba, the
And
Green
Glinda.
Witch, the Wicked Witch, allegedly.
Why I like Elphaba is because she's kind and sweet.
Okay.
And why I like Glinda is because she's funny and sweet.
They are both very sweet, yeah.
And then my favorite scene is where like Elphaba's like in her hideout place and like she's reading that book. I think for Wicked Part 1 where Glinda gave that book to her when she was off to meet the wizard, where she read it. That was kind of like my favorite part.
Okay.
And then
Well, let me ask you this. Did you like the movie? What do you give it out of 5 stars? How many stars do you give it?
a 5.
A 5 out of 5. I also got to watch Wicked. I thought it was also very good.
What is your favorite character?
Oh, my favorite character, I do like Glinda a lot. I like Elphaba a lot. I felt like Glinda had a little more to do this movie, and Elphaba had more to do the first movie, but I thought they both were just incredible. Their actors are both incredible. I like the Tin Man. He was really mean and kind of scary, wasn't he? Yeah, he was not a good guy. I don't like him, but I thought he was a good character, really interesting, but he was a little scary.
What I learned from the movie is whenever people are different, that doesn't mean you can still be kind to them. Like you can still be kind and all that.
That's a really
That's
good
a very
point.
good lesson.
That is a good lesson, and as an English teacher, I'm very impressed because that is a good thing to take away from the movie. Elphaba is mistreated because she looks differently, and the Munchkins in this one are mistreated also. They're different. The animals are mistreated. Which was your favorite animal character? I liked the bear.
I liked from the part 1 where the little cub and he grew up. That was probably
And became the lion from Wizard of Oz. Yeah, so we saw the lion's origin. Some slight spoilers for any. If you haven't seen Wicked by now, you're missing out, aren't they? I
Yeah.
need to go see it.
See, I hadn't seen
Like,
part
he's-
1 or part 2.
Uh-oh.
And I've just been like so busy
Yeah.
because I was going to try to watch part 1 to be able to go and watch part 2.
Yeah.
But I knew that her and my wife Brandy were just having a little bonding, and so I was like, well, they can have a mommy daughter day
Yeah,
and stuff with it. and then I'll watch part 1, and then when part 2 comes out on Peacock or whatever, then I can see it.
Well, you
And
know,
all
they have a double feature. You can watch them both back to back.
Well, see, that's what somebody else told me. Somebody told me at wrestling and said, "Well, you can just go and sit
Yeah,
through two
sit through
movies
6
and stuff."
hours.
Yeah, 6 hours of it. I mean, I did that when they had Marvel. When they had the Infinity War and Endgame,
yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
In that aspect, so I was like, well, that was like almost 10 hours,
that
and
was
so
long.
6 hours,
That's nothing.
it's nothing.
What else you got there for us, Maddie? Any more notes?
Nope.
Nope. So, Wicked 1 or Wicked 2? Which one is your favorite?
Probably Wicked 2.
Wicked 2? That was good. It was a little darker. It was a little more, little more intense, wasn't it? Wicked 1 is a lot. I think it's a lot lighter, kind of a little funnier, and then Wicked 2 is a little more serious, a little more scary. But I liked them both. I thought they were both great. So.
And the Wizard of Oz characters came out in Wicked.
Yeah, that's right. Have you watched The Wizard of Oz, the original?
I watched a little bit, but like at the end, I haven't seen it.
Okay. It's a little different. It's also very good, though. You should watch it
It's really
sometime.
good.
Yeah.
So what you thinking about for your segment for next week?
Probably talking about Wizards Beyond Waverly Place.
Oh,
That's
okay.
your favorite TV show,
Some of
ain't
your
it?
favorite show. So we're sticking with a wizard theme.
That's
For
right.
another week. Okay, I know a little bit about Wizards of Waverly Place. And I'll try to keep up. I watched it a little bit with my younger cousin when they were back when it was airing live back then.
Yeah, the sequel's very good too.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
I think
it's-
you mentioned that before.
Yeah, because I watched the sequel and stuff with her because the boys, and I always try to watch some of the shows that I hear the kids talking about as just a way to kind of break ice and conversation starters. And I kind of got hooked on the sequel here. I was like, man, this is pretty good because it literally picks up. And where it's like just a big time jump. And also, which that's what I like about when they do sequels, because some sequels you see they just go way off in left field, and that's the reason why they only last like a season.
Yeah.
And also,
This one just picks back up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so-
know they got Selena Gomez back for a couple episodes or so, and that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So, well, good deal. I'm excited. Maybe I'll watch some clips before then too, and jog my memory so I can keep up with it better. But I'm glad you liked Wicked for good. It was a very good movie, I thought too. And anybody listening should go watch it and let Maddie know what you think about it. You can actually email us at tgmpod@gmail.com. Give us any of your movie reviews or your sports thoughts, anything we've said, or you can comment on the Facebook or YouTube. We'll find your comments there as well. Thank you, Maddie, for an excellent segment, and I'm looking forward to Wizards of Waverly Place talk next week. All right. We do have, of course, it is Thanksgiving week, so NFL is on a lot of TVs this weekend. Maybe not as many around here, but on Sunday I bet a bunch flip over to it. We're going to talk about some of those matchups before we talk about one of our local teams that is about to kick off here just a few minutes over on WJBE, and we'll get to that in just a moment. NFL schedule, though. Today we had our Black Friday game. This one should be wrapping up as we're talking. We've got Bears and the Eagles. Now the Bears took care of business on my Steelers last week.
oh man,
That was a brutal one to watch, and it's gotten a lot of people loud about if Mike Tomlin should continue being the head coach. But man, that was a tough watch. Bears, good team this year.
I'm telling you, Ben Johnson, he's the real deal, because you always wonder when you see those hot shot coordinators. I always think back to the Patriots. When they had their coordinators that were like the hot commodities, the Eric Mangini, Charlie Weiss, Romeo Crennel, Bill O'Brien, Josh McDaniels, and Matt Patricia, and the one that just got fired, Jared Mayo, and Brian Flores was another. So they've had like a big chain of all these Belichick disciples, and they don't really last. You're like, oh, well, Belichick, this shows how good he is and how much they really depended upon him. And I thought Ben Johnson was going to be one of those same things, because he was known as the quarterback whisperer, then got the chance as a coordinator, and now he's got Caleb Williams and the Bears playing as one of the teams to be a sleeper to possibly make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But the thing that's since we're talking about the Eagles in this matchup as well, what about all the drama coming from the locker room?
It is so bizarre. Very weird.
it is super weird.
And used to, like, there's always been that, but it used to mostly be focused on Sirianni and how, like, players maybe weren't getting along with him, and he was kind of immature and sort of a jerk, it seemed like. And that's all painted through the media. We don't know how the guy's really like. He may be a super nice guy that's well-liked by his players. I don't know. But now it's getting to where it's on Jalen, and not many players are coming to his defense.
No.
Which I think is weird, unless maybe Jalen has just said, hey, just nobody say anything, I want this to die. And maybe that's the case. We're not in there. But from an outsider's perspective, it feels weird that we're getting all these different, just these little jabs. And nobody's coming out and being like, no, that's our quarterback. A.J. Brown can feel that way. He's on his own. We're over here. We disagree. It's weird that that's not happening. And it does make you think, like, they're winning, so I guess what kind of dysfunction is going on there?
I mean, that's just like so weird because 2 years ago, it's like you said, it was on the head coach.
Yeah.
What's he do? He tunes it out. He goes and wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now it's Jalen Hurts. And if you think back with the history of Jalen Hurts, everybody saw him as a locker room leader. Bama, Oklahoma. Even when he got there to the Eagles, they key him as part of the turnaround for the Eagles to be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
And now you bring in somebody like A.J., and he's just not getting his touches. But my thing is, are we concerned about your touches to be able for you to get a bonus, or are we more just getting ego aspect here?
And that's the thing. Even if, like, the skill players, let's say, are mad that Jalen's being a quote-unquote ball hog, right? Let's say that that's the case. The linemen shouldn't care about that. So you think the lineman will come out and be like, we're winning games. Who cares? That's our guy. That's our quarterback. But you're not getting that. And like I said, Owen Jalen, it's very possible that he said, I don't want anybody comment on it. Let's just let it die. But I think if that was the case, that might have been the wrong call.
Yeah, I think so too because, Barkley's having a down year after his comeback story. The only person that's really benefited through this aspect's been Devontae Smith. He's been able to see more touches. But look at the history. They've got history of connections together.
Right.
How did Devontae win the Heisman? Jalen was throwing them passes. That's...
Yeah, I don't know. It's bizarre. They're winning through it, so I guess it's not – maybe it's being blown up in the media more than it really is an issue behind the scenes, but it's weird to see it. You don't often see teams being this successful have this come out, and usually when you're winning, this shuts everybody up. So it's weird. It's weird.
It's very weird. I mean, you would also see this in teams that are fixing to go through a coaching change.
Yeah, right.
Where you say coaches have lost the locker room. But in this aspect, they're still winning, and it's not directed at the coach.
And they're defending Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's getting fired. So it's...
Because at first, you see that they also had a coordinator change. Kellen Moore went to be New Orleans head coach. They promoted from within, and I think they promoted the quarterback's coach. Normally that's what happens and all. And so you're sitting there thinking, okay, nothing's going to change. But apparently something's changed there because even the coordinator met with A.J. to try to iron things out.
Yeah.
Then he turns around the next week because it's still out in the media. He meets with A.J. and Jalen, and they still can't work it out. It kind of reminds me of Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
If you remember back there in the Eagles days where they went on that Super Bowl run and Owens was upset because he wasn't getting his touches. Well, it's kind of like what you said earlier. If you're the primary guy like Ryan Williams is, you're going to draw double coverage and somebody's going to benefit.
Right, yeah.
And all. So as long as you're getting the win and you're getting a chance at another ring, who cares?
And then I think, like, is it mostly just being blown up in the media? If he was really, let's say A.J. Brown really was such a cancer on the team, I feel like they would have just traded him before the trade deadline and got a lot for him. Because he's not getting a lot of touches anyway, so what is it? He's not being a difference maker this year, so it's like, why wouldn't, but, I guess you just want a Super Bowl, you want to change as little as possible, and I get that, but I don't know. This whole thing is weird. They're winning, so I guess it's not phasing them, but it's baffling. It's really weird.
It's really a head scratcher.
Yeah. Moving on, Sunday, we've got in the 12 o'clock window, 49ers and the Browns, the Jaguars and the Titans, Texans, Colts, Saints, Dolphins, The Falcons and the Jets. Falcons, man, it's been brutal.
The only good side that you could say with the Falcons, and it was a stat that I looked up, and I had to go and check another source to see if I was reading it correctly. But they said that the Falcons' defense is one of the best in the league this year.
Fantasy-wise, they're doing pretty good, at least that far.
Yeah, I mean, I almost wish I could, because in my fantasy league, they were still available, and I had the Lions defense.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, should I drop them and go pick up the Falcons? And when I went and looked at the stat, they were like number 5 as a team defense.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? I mean,
I know, yeah.
How?
It's their offense can't get anything going. I mean, they looked a little bit better last week. They had, Kirk Cousins more into center. Looked more comfortable for whatever reason. They don't want to put Penix under center. I don't know if it's something to do with his knee or what's going on there. But because you got the run pass option now that you got him under center. So, I mean, you open up your offense a lot, they're going to be more successful. But that's also a weird situation.
Which I was bumfuzzled that they drafted Phoenix anyway.
Yeah.
After just signing Kirk Cousins the week before. And Cousins, he's fine shotgun, but he's more of the traditional play action and not the RPO because he's not running.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is you're just taking half of your play away right there as it is. Right. And you're really concluding yourself to not being able to spread things around, where if you go the traditional play action and roll them out just to be able to give him more time, you've got 3-4 different options that you can throw to.
Yeah. I mean, it gives it an element of more complexity that they were completely missing.
Yes.
We also have Rams and Panthers, Cardinals and Buccaneers, and that's going to round out the 12 o'clock window. Going to the 3 o'clock window, we got Vikings Seahawks, we got the Raiders Chargers, we got the Steelers Bills. Oh gosh, man, it's loud right now with Mike Tomlin. It's going to be really loud after we're below 500 this weekend. And Josh Allen coming off maybe the worst performance of his professional career with 10 days of prep time. He's going to be beat off. It's going to be brutal.
The plus side for the Steelers is Tomlin has not had a losing season, so there is hope that he can turn it around.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll go 9-8.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be right there above the 500 mark.
Vikings, Seahawks, Raiders, Chargers, and then Sunday Night Football, we've got Broncos and Commanders, and Denver's a 6-point favorite. Monday Night Football, we got Giants, Patriots, and Drake May and the Patriots are a 7.5-point favorite.
Dude, the Giants have looked good since they made that change.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it?
It's odd that your second team is playing great.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it shows right there that they want Kafka as the permanent.
Yeah,
And
10-2 Patriots, 2-10 Giants. But yeah, he wouldn't. I mean, if the Giants come out looking like they have, we wouldn't know that.
And hats off to Vrabel and turning the Patriots around. I mean, he's basically just sewn up Coach of the Year, in my opinion, in the NFL.
Yeah, and he was already once at the Titans Coach of the Year. And I thought that was the dumbest decision when they got rid of him, man. I mean, he's a great coach.
Super great coach.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. He took the year off because he was just blown away that he got let go.
Yeah, and he knew that he would probably end up at the Patriots. But, yeah, he took that year off. I was hoping we'd get him at Alabama. Of course, he wanted to stay with the pros, and I think he had some inkling that Patriots are going to open up for him. But yeah, I mean, year off and then come back and just dominate, man. They've looked great.
I mean, because he could have had any job he wanted to during that offseason. I mean, he basically had everybody offering him, and he knew what he was doing and holding out.
Yeah,
and all.
And I mean, it's way too early to be seriously talking about MVP races, of course. But Drake May, I mean, he's somebody to watch. He may end up getting it there.
Between him and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, so we got a bigger game about to kick off here in a little under 10 minutes, and that is Addison and Wadley. You can listen to that game over on WJBE 88.5. Brian Hell and Zach McCuller is on the call, and a fourth-round game, semifinals of the ACES State playoffs, man. I am so excited for this. Like, I want Addison to win so bad.
I mean, I do too, but I'm also excited for Brian and Zach. I mean, they've done a great job all year. They've got great chemistry together. And for our business in radio, when you get to third, fourth round, because, if you win this, you got a chance to possibly do in radio at the big game.
Yeah.
And all. But this matchup, it's exciting because Wadley's got a stud of a player that is right now committed to Auburn.
That's right.
That will more than likely be playing running back and all. But I was looking at his stats, man, and he's a dog. I mean, he's had against Hubbardville, he had, and I think Brian confirmed this for us as well, close to 300 yards rushing alone. And then I think he had about a handful of tackles as well. But, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Addison to be able to pull this one off. It's going to be probably their really, really big test of a big game matchup. Yeah. They struggled against Marion County, but they end up pulling it out there at the end. I don't know if maybe they were looking ahead or they just hit a roadblock. I mean, they're kids. I mean, teenagers, they do that because they could have been saying, hey, I'm fixing to be on Thanksgiving break, fixing to have all this food. But are we going to be focused this week because it's Black Friday, it's Iron Bowl's going to be on Saturday.
Everybody ate good yesterday.
You still got a full stomach and stuff from chicken and dressing, turkey and dressing, and all that.
Leftovers today.
Yeah, some extra sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie.
Jaquez Wilkes is the player you're talking about, running back, linebacker. Keep that name in your pocket there. 4-star, now committed to Auburn, 2026 athlete from Wadley. He is going to probably be a handful for Addison, and I know you are hoping he keeps that commitment to
I'm hoping he
Auburn.
keeps that commitment, and from everything that I've read, it doesn't matter who the coach is going to be. He's wanting to go to Auburn.
Yeah.
So I'll believe it when I see pen to paper.
Well, that game you can listen to on WJBE 88.5. Patrick, we are running low on time, but we got one more segment we've got to get to, and that is our Weird News of the Week, where every week I pick a handful of stories. Sometimes I'll read you the article. Sometimes I'll read you the headline. We are pretty short on time today, so it's going to be a lot of headlines with a little bit of context. Okay, this one first comes from WGIRAM. They're an iHeart radio station, just like how we are here, part of the iHeart family. And this story is, you may have actually heard this one. This is the only one that I had actually heard before looking up stories. Judge who wore Elvis Halloween costume behind the bench forced to resign. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I did. I actually, it was one of those things I had to click on to see if this was actually true or not. But the costume was legit, man.
He had the big, plastic.
Yes.
So he has been found guilty of misconduct, including wearing Elvis Presley-inspired wig and playing the singer's music in court. He made so many references. If you can go watch a highlight of all his clips, he made so many Elvis references, dealing with some, serious stuff, and be like, you're out the building, kind of thing.
Is he going to be singing Jailhouse Rock now?
I think he's out for so he's saying, following a 6-month suspension, Thornhill will return to the bench for 18 months before resigning. He's already announced his resignation in advance. So we got 6 months before we see him again.
Well, it's going to be a blue Christmas for him.
This one comes from UPI.com. Company pulls AI-powered talking teddy bear toy for giving adult advice.
Oh, gosh.
This was a teddy bear. As you can see, it is very innocent looking. Mm-hmm. Those of you listening obviously can't look at it, but just think of a teddy bear you'd buy at a hospital, and that's what it looks like. I'm not going to get into the details, but it's from a Singapore-based company, and they found that it would discuss certain topics in explicit detail.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so that one's been pulled. If you happen to have this AI-powered toy, it's in the U.S. and Canada. It has Cumma is the name of it, and it's a $99 teddy bear. You might want to return that one.
Keep it away from the kids.
That's right. This one comes to the New York Post. Would you use a garlic mouthwash?
Oh, gosh, no.
Well, scientists say it provides the freshest breath yet.
Lies.
Pungent, bulb-shaped veggie that gives food a kick, and vampires the ick is now being crowned a possible cure for halitosis. Supposed to be the most powerful mouthwash to date.
Yeah, but garlic?
Yeah, I'm not doing it either.
No, Brandy would divorce me and never kiss me again.
And the last one, this comes from the Huffington Post. Aggressive squirrel sends at least two people to ER in California County. I'll give you the cliff notes here. Joan Hellback was walking in Lucas Valley neighborhood of San Rafael when a squirrel seemingly came out of nowhere and attacked her leg, clawing and biting. Quote, "It clamped onto my leg. The tail was flying up here. I was like, get it off me, get it off me." And then it did the same thing to another man, launched off the ground onto a person's face.
Oh,
And
gosh.
started biting and clawing. So at least two people to the ER.
That reminds me of like Alfred Hitchcock's the movie The Birds.
The squirrels.
Yes, but it's the squirrels.
Well, Patrick, I don't know about you, but I had a great time on this first episode of The Game Managers. I thought it was a lot of fun. And Maddie, I hope you also had a nice time. We appreciate Maddie's minute. We can't wait till next week. If you'd like to find us, you can on the socials at TGM Pod, the Game Managers Podcast, or the Game Managers Radio Show on Facebook. So we're going to see most of our updates. You can also find us on the WJLX Facebook page. You can email us, tgmpod@gmail.com, if you have anything you'd like to send. You got any weird stories? Got any movie reviews for Maddie? Or you got any sports talk for me and Patrick? Be sure to send that there. We'll read it all, whatever it is, as long as it's not insane. And, we want to thank anybody that is planning on becoming a sponsor. We got our first sponsor that will be on our show next week, North Country Ford, who, Patrick, you told me you actually bought your truck from.
Yes, I actually bought my Ford Maverick from them. Jason Johnson sold it to me, and the crazy, funny story with that is I actually taught his kid.
Oh, wow. Really?
And so I taught him and I coached him, and so was able to talk with him, and then I was able to work with Brandon Esch, who his family owns Butterbean's restaurant.
Okay, yeah.
And all got to work with him. They were easy to work with, and so I highly recommend if you're looking for a car to be checking them out because they will take care of you.
North Country Ford of Jasper, and we'll have their formal ad here next week. We want to thank them. If you'd like to become a sponsor, you can message us at that same email, tgmpod@gmail.com, or on our Facebook page, either at WJLX 1015 Facebook page or the Game Managers Facebook page. We'll be happy to send you all the relevant information there. We hope to get some more local sponsors to help highlight these kids and this community. Patrick, where can people find you on Sundays?
They can find me over at Ezra Baptist Church over in Oak Grove, Alabama. We've got Sunday school at 9:30, worship service at 10:30, and then we have Wednesday night activities for all ages at 7 o'clock. And so come and join us. And we also got a Facebook page and a YouTube channel that we normally we do a delayed because we go through and kind of make sure edit with legal rights for songs and things of that aspect and all. But we have those on our Facebook pages as well. And so love to be able to have you come out and join us.
Absolutely. That's Ezra Baptist Church. Follow them online and show up on Sundays and check them out. Next episode, I guess we'll be reviewing the Iron Bowl, previewing the SEC Championship. Looking forward to those final playoff spots that they're going to have. So we got a lot to look forward to. Next week, we'll be back on the air, Fridays at 6. Of course, you can also watch the replay on YouTube, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. We will be there. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We hope you had a great weekend, having a great weekend, just getting started, and spend a lot of time with your family and friends, and hopefully getting to eat plenty of good leftovers the rest of the week. Patrick, that's all I got. Maddie, thank you again for joining us. Can't wait to hear from you again next week. And everybody listening, thank you for checking us out on this first episode, and we can't wait to have you back next week. Patrick, have anything?
Here's one thing, since we did just finish Thanksgiving food and had some leftovers. What's your favorite?
We were going to talk about our most overrated. I love the bread. I really love all Thanksgiving bread. Honey ham is hard to beat. The only time of year I usually get honey ham. I do find all of Thanksgiving food a bit overrated, though.
You do?
If we would have had time to get to it, you would have really been upset with my answers. I'll have to tell you afterward.
Yeah.
But maybe next week if we have time. What's your favorite?
Sweet potato casserole.
Maddie, what's your favorite?
Cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce. Okay, that's a controversial one.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. And we can't wait to see you next week right here on WJLX 1015.
Blue Blue 42! Blue 42! Hut! Hut! Hike!
Thank you for listening to The Game Managers. Like the show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TGM Pod. Until next week, goodbye, adios, and sayonara.